Roblox is really barren as of late. Whenever I go to the front page, all I see is slop. Here, let me show you a live recording to show you how hard it is to find actual good content on this website now. Okay, so this is the live recording to show that Roblox's front page is like really bad. Let's go to the charts here. Oh, top trending. Yeah, there's number one. Number one game on the platform. Now these two are kind of good. I don't know about this one. I don't play fighting games on Roblox. Let's play one of these. I don't want to play Steelbringer. Let's do it. Here we go. I'm not gonna enjoy this. This is gonna be so ass. New player servers. Oh.
Glorbo Fruttodrillo. Nubini Pizzanini.
This is... So it's like a really bad... I've never played this before. I've steered myself away from the poo-poo water that is this game. What is happening? This is making me deeply uncomfortable for some reason.
Cappuccino Assassino.
Oh no. Why is it pitch black? What the fuck is happening? Why can't I see?
Fluri Flura.
Now, if you hate these trash games that were probably made in like 5 minutes, like me, and you don't want to hop on the same rotation of high-quality games you usually play, like Regretivator, Doors, Pressure, Forsaken, Something Evil Will Happen, you want some new stuff. And boy, do I have some stuff you probably haven't seen before. I've spent a decent amount of time hunting for good games, so you, dear viewer, won't have to. So, without further ado, let's boot up the first one. Enfosi is a game that looks like it hopped straight out of a Pepto-Bismol fueled fever dream. Everything looking a little bit off compared to most other Roblox games. It's got a really distinct gameplay loop, which I'll describe now. You see this guy? This little fella? That's you. You have a couple thingies that do stuff. You see that guy? That guy over there? He looks kind of like you. Hey, wait, stop shooting! So, don't kill them. They're chill. Let them go right past you to the holy giggler statue. I don't know what this thing's called. Something ain't right about this one. Yeah, that ain't right. So, now you know to watch out for things that are trying to fool you. But what all can they be caught red-handed with? Look out for the shirt, face, and color of a giggler. They can be slightly off, and in the case of the face and shirt, they can just not be there. These are your keys to the doors of success. And those faces at the top, you got a strike earlier for killing an innocent, so don't do that. 3, and you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Oh yeah, and dying adds a strike too. But what's this? There's a new type of... What the fuck is a Gazo? They have guns? Oh. So, now you have to deal with a new type of citizen of Giggle Land walking by, which can also be a disguised Enfosian, which also has the tool of that respective character. And there's bosses, too, but come on, I don't want to spoil the surprise. Now, this main gameplay loop may seem simple, but once you get further in, it gets really hectic. Like, you'll be forgetting which ones you checked kind of hectic. In between rounds, you can buy special tools to help you kill those Enfosian freaks, or just prevent your untimely demise. There's a catalog in the store for each of the playable characters, 3 weapons each. Here's a quick rundown. These are your basic tools, a medium damage bat and a medium damage gun. There's limited ammo, but you get it refilled whenever you die, and there's ammo around, so look out for those. This is what they look like, by the way. I forgot to bring that up earlier, so look out for these. There's also the Giggle Guitar, which stuns Enfosians on hit, even when they're disguised. This one's pretty good to use against fast Enfosians, like the Cheerers or Gleebers. All ranged weapons, good if you like shooting. The first has infinite ammo, but the projectiles are slow and low to damage. The paintball gun, which is higher than average damage, but lower ammo capacity. And the Gazzo rifle, which does decent burst fire damage, but has a ton of ammo in the backlog. All healing based, the first of which being a sign that does low damage, but has an ability that heals whoever is in proximity, and you. The next is a Gloob Nut, which is a healing item that you yourself can't pick up, good for if your sign's on cooldown and you want to heal a teammate. And finally the Goobab gun, which can be used as a kinda low damage weapon, but it's better at healing, which heals your teammates with the shots. You can't shoot yourself though, I don't think. I'm pretty sure you can't. I haven't tried it. All based around explosions, which don't hurt you unless you're playing as a Gembo yourself. But be careful! These explosions hurt things in an area. Don't use it on a crowd unless you know it's all Enfosians. The weapons themselves being a Gembo Ball, which is the explosive projectile, the Rubber Hammer, which explodes on a melee hit, and the Gem Blade, which allows you to parry with an explosion, which is honestly the best weapon in this section. This guy's weapons are all backline support, being centered around explosions that don't team kill! Sorry. Being centered around explosions that don't team kill, such as time bombs, trip mines, and a confetti cannon that it shoots explosives that don't team kill, like the rest of them. Overall good for backline defense. All based around your own movement, aside from the Juice Blaster, which speeds up teammates or just other giggle citizens. I don't know what these people are called. They're apparently called Glaggles. These are Glaggles. All of these guys are Glaggles. My bad, I guess? Heavy. These weapons are all slow and heavy in some aspects, the club being slow to swing, but does huge damage. The pumpkin launcher slows down targets, doesn't hurt them, so it's good to slow down fast enemies like Cheerers or the Gleebers, as mentioned previously. And the Ham, which is weak, but slowly life steals. I guess it barely fits into the category of slow at all, but that I had to fucking put these under something, sorry. And that wraps up this section. Overall, I really enjoyed this game's combat and gameplay loop. It's really fun with friends, having to crowd control and quickly discern whether or not you're looking at an imposter. The game's link is in the description if you want to check it out. And on to the next one. They also added skins and stuff during the making of this video, so go play now! Now! Be chased by random stuff in an obby, or Burtsk.io for short, is like one of those random obby games that have like 5 billion levels for some reason. Except this one's just endless, and there's a ton of random stuff that can happen to make you die, with a fun movement system to top it off. So you start with up to 10 players in an obby that's procedurally generated. Ooh, scary. The game uses different cut-up parts of an obby and mixes it up endlessly. Another thing that's different is you don't get a respawn checkpoint every parkour challenge. You get one every 20, so don't mess up. Another incentive not to die is the fact you only have 5 lives per run. If you die more than 5 times, it's over. There's also bricks you can collect around the place to get new animations to show off how much you play a niche Roblox game. All the hoes will flock to you instantly, trust. There's also a cool sliding mechanic which you can use to move around faster and get under some obstacles, as you've been seeing from the footage. Anything else? Oh yeah, special events. These can interrupt your peaceful parkouring to spice things up a bit, whether it be making everything a little foggy, muting the music, to making the floor too hot to stay still on. Now I bet you're wondering, dude, this game doesn't have anything chasing us. What do you think a slightly color obby game is worth my time? So there it is. There's some things that chase you. Most of them are pretty basic, varying speeds, and there's this ball thing that rebounds. But oh man, there is some way cooler ones than just those. I present to you the aggressive chasers. These are more than just going in a straight path. These ones, ooh, they spicy, they got that flavor. We got Pizza Face, who acts like he does in Pizza Tower, just in 3D. You're taking too long, which stops you from taking too long. And Wega, which appears and darts at you in a straight line, making you have to stop every now and then to avoid it killing you mercilessly. And then there's this ghost guy who I just found out about from getting the footage, who basically moves like he's on ice. He can't turn well, but if you give him straight shots, he is going to gain speed. So this one's really fun if you like obbies, though I am not good at it, as you can see. So, next!
Hey guys, it's me, Canon. I've been voicing the video the whole time actually. You're hallucinating. I'm here to talk about Tenna's 3D Blast. I got into this game around when it first came out. I even have some footage from when the game looked like this. I personally like this game because of its time waster capability. Just put something in the background if you like doing stuff while watching video essays or something. This game's kinda hard to describe, but basically you just run around picking up the best salesmen since 1997 to increase your points. There's some variation in the things around the map that you can pick up. We'll get into those later. There's also a bunch of different boards that swap between each other every now and then, and to put the cherry on top, there's 3 events and 2 bosses. There are the base pickups, which are Spamton, which gives you 1 point, gold is 10, diamond is 30, and emerald, the most rare and large Spamton, is 55 points. Rules card takes away a point. Toby Fox gives no points and flings you into the air and gives you a badge that allows you to play as him. There's also a similar pickup. The water cooler gives 150 points and a badge that allows you to play as them. Base rare cat gives 3 points. Yellow outline gives 10, blue outline gives 35, rainbow outline gives 75. And friend, which gives you some random amount of points and gives you a badge which so far does nothing. A banana, which gives you 30 points and a badge which allows you to play as queen. Events. Marvelous chest. Tenna can randomly spawn a treasure chest around the board that awards 100 points if you collect it. Bonus items. Tenna can randomly give everyone a random item from the Spamton Value Network, which consists of a lot of items that allow you to mess with your fellow contestants. Speaking of which, other players. This is a multiplayer game. You will be competing with other players to pick up the most points. While this isn't required, human greed takes its course and ravages the land bare of crops. You can also ram into other players, sending them flying, so make sure you steer clear of others if you want to get to a pickup first. Oh, son of a bitch! I didn't fucking bring up the oh shit, hold on, I just remembered. Shadow Guys. Beat the Shadow Guy Revolt boss, which has a 1 out of 3 chance on a Tenna event, i.e. Marvelous Chest or bonus item, with a 20-minute cooldown. And yes, I know this should technically go on bosses, but I don't know, I'm counting it as an event. That's what the wiki says. Boss fights. There are currently 3 bosses, the Roaring Knight and Gerson Boom. These two play out similarly to their in-game counterparts, but are on a timer. They need to be rammed into to take away 1 HP. The Knight has 6 minutes on the timer and 415 HP, and Gerson has 4 minutes on the timer and 270 HP. These might scale with the amount of players in a lobby, I'm not sure though. This is one of the only times players are incentivized. This is one of the only times players are incentivized. I need to enunciate. This is one of the only times players are incentivized to set aside their greed and fight. Jesus Christ, you're gonna have to fucking clip that together to make it sound like I said that in one take. Holy fucking shit. As in doing so, they get to show off a badge that doesn't actually unlock anything as of now. Characters. Now, to finish off the Tenna 3D Blast section, we'll quickly run through every playable character and how to unlock them. Tenna just exists. He's the guy you start as. TV pose. Get 1,000 points and unlock this TV pose fella. TV statue. Get 10,000 points and unlock the golden Tenna, Susie Zilla. Beat the Shadow Guy Revolt boss. Beat the Shadow Guy Revolt boss that I mentioned earlier. Lancer. Get him as a prize from Tenna's Gacha Ball Machine. Queen. Get potassium in the form of a banana. Rules. Get 1,000 points. So if you have TV pose, you'll have rules. Rudin. Get 1,000 points. Same as rules. Rudin Ranger. Upgrade as Rudin by collecting 225 points in 1 life. Pluie. Get 1,000 points. Same as the others mentioned previously. Spamton. Get 1,997 points and become the #1 rated salesman circa 1997. Jevil. Get 13,500 points and go to his freedom. Talk to him, locate 3 objects and return them and unlock Jevil. Minicar. Get lucky and have a red car spawn and run into it, unlocking the car. Dog. Touch a Tony and receive his trick. Water cooler. Touch a water and receive its cooler. Captain. Build up a Tenna tower by using the gacha machine, and climb up the tower to receive the Captain, or rely on the other people in the server to build the tower for you. You know, dealer's choice. Pippins. Somehow roll a 7 in a gambling room. Oh yeah, this game has gambling! Shadow Guy. Recruit 25 Shadow Guys for 50 points.
Each!
They'll randomly spawn around the board, so just passively recruit them as you play. Hero Sword. Win Tenna's Desert board and become the only 3D character in Tenna's 3D Blast. They also receive double the points because they can only pick up things with the sword. Board Lancer. Get every question in Tenna's Desert board correct. Newbert. Recruit all other playable characters and talk to Newbert. Biblocks. Wait on the yes or no option on the entrance to Tenna's Desert board. You'll eventually get an option to go to nowhere and find the Biblocks and obtain him. Man. Touch the tree on the island far off from the main board. You can just jump off the Tenna tower to get over there easy. Gaster Beatbox. Touch the Gaster Cube that rarely appears on the cube event that can happen whenever the Spamtons respawn. Star Walker. In Tenna's Desert board, after the Quiz of Death, go behind where you spawn and talk to him. Addison's. This character is a reward for tipping the creators with the Money No Game Pass. There's also a ton of skins that you can unlock and buy for each character, or most characters, not every character, There's also a ton of skins that you can unlock and buy for most characters, but this section is way too long, so we're not going to go over them.
Thank you, Cannonball Rick from the Cannonball Rick YouTube channel. He's in the description if you want to check him out. I low-key like this game myself. It's a fun kind of hybrid of an idler game. Just a good time waster if you like that sort of thing. Once again, in the description, next. Hey guys, I just really quickly want to let you know, we have a Ko-Fi now. If you want to go support my work for as little as $1 a month, check the link in the description. If you do end up supporting, you can get your name shouted out at the end of every video, along with the tier you are supporting. And with $10 and above, you can see behind-the-scenes content that has never been seen before! Ooh! Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time. On to the next game.
Alright, moving on from that horrible yap fest, we're going to talk about this little game called Pwned by 14 o'clock. Pwned by 14 O'Clock is an asymmetrical horror game where the objective is to work together as a team and survive. Or if you're the killer, to murder all the survivors. All the survivors have some sort of method to help assist each other in defeating and living the encounter with the evil killer. One of the coolest parts of Pwned is its roster, which is comprised of original characters or characters from ARGs. Many killers and survivors in this game are from ARGs, such as Recall a Hollow Heart or CD Archive. On that topic, let's start off with this roster's survivors. The survivor that everybody receives for free is Prototype, which is an original character. Prototype has two simple abilities. That being a gravity coil, which allows him to jump twice, and a speed coil, which just makes him faster for a limited duration. Any of these abilities can be used near another survivor to give them some of its effects. Next up, from the aforementioned CD Archive, we have Jacob, which is the protagonist of CD Archive. Jacob has two moves, being a roll that gives him iframes and travels a certain distance at the cost of stamina, and his trusty shotgun, which after hitting the key to pull it out and clicking with M1, shoots at a great range, stunning the killer depending on how far away you are from them. Next up is an interpretation of a Roblox myth, Guest 666. Guest has two different abilities, one of these being Scream. Scream's effect differs depending on if it hits a killer or if it hits a survivor. Hitting a survivor will give them a brief haste 3 speed boost, and hitting the killer will give them a little bit of slowdown and highlight them for 10 seconds. His other ability is placement for his cat named Model. A green highlight where Model would be placed will appear in front of you. Clicking the keybind again will place Model down. Whenever the killer runs past or on top of Model, Model will scream and blow up, slowing the killer briefly. The next survivor is from the previously mentioned Recall a Hollow Heart, being Dragon Dudes 3. Dragon Dudes 3 has two abilities. An ability where he throws his hammer, and an ability that is similar to a parry. The parry-like ability enters him into a state of brief invincibility, to where any attack that would hit him would instead slow the killer down and give him cleansed, which allows him to regenerate stamina faster. This also gives him speed. The second ability, Hammer Throw, simply throws his hammer, and depending on the distance will stun the killer for a good amount of time or a mediocre amount of time. And the final survivor of this roster is Brandon from the Brandon Works ARG. Brandon is the healer of this game, having an ability where he places a light bin down to heal people, and another ability where he throws a green brick of something that gives the survivor affected Cleansed 1, which allows them to regenerate stamina faster. Now let's move on to the evildoers. The starter evildoer, or killer of this game, is JX1DX1, who is the main antagonist of the I Has a Face LOL's ARG. JX1DX1, who I will now refer to as JX1, has three abilities. JX1's first ability is called Poisoned Heart, where within a moment he sticks his hand into his chest and pulls out a glowing heart. This will allow his next attack to deal 35% more damage on contact through bleed damage. JX1's next ability is just a proximity teleport, appearing behind the nearest survivor. He is also briefly stunned after teleporting. JX1's final ability is I Will Find It, which is a high-speed lunge/dash, in which he dashes after a survivor at an extremely high speed. If he misses the survivor, he'll either be staggered for half a second, missing the survivor will cause him to be slightly staggered for a little bit, but if he runs into a wall instead, he'll be completely staggered for 2 seconds. Next up, we have the evil rogue experiment, also known as the Stalker. Very evil. Stalker has 3 skills. The first skill is Rage. After a swift windup, you begin running on all fours, losing 30 stamina per second in the process. The next time that you attack, you will deal 35 damage if hitting your victim, or will be stunned momentarily. The next ability is called the Hunt. The Hunt completely cloaks the Stalker, making them nearly fully invisible, while at the same time giving them 1.2 times speed. During this, your M1s will not deal any actual damage to survivors, and instead will inflict them with fear for 14 seconds. Fear is a status effect that allows your next attack to do 1.4 times damage. You are cloaked for a maximum of 15 seconds, but can hit the ability to stop. The Stalker's third and final ability is called Paralysis. After a short howling windup, the Stalker will release a cloud of weird feather-looking black particles, in which any survivor that walks through this will receive slowness 3 as long as they are in it. The Stalker himself can also run through it to gain haste 2 for about 2 seconds. The third and final killer is Our Father from CD Archive. Our Father has 2 passives, one being Unfamiliar, which causes a thick fog to be present whenever he's the killer, and the second one being They Put Us In Here, which is after a survivor death, a statue will appear in their place, giving any survivor who walks by it Watched 1, which simply just highlights them. Our Father has 3 abilities, the first of which being Gifts for You. Pressing the keybind down will cause a green highlight appear in place of where the gift would be put down. After pressing the keybind again, a short startup and animation will play and the gift will be put down. If a survivor were to ever enter the radius around this gift, it would slowly start to blow up and then explode, dealing 24 damage, while also slowing down the survivor that stepped in its radius. A maximum of 7 of these can be put down at once. Father's next ability is Stone Men. Stone Men will summon 2 Stone Men after pressing the keybind. These 2 Stone Men will relentlessly chase the survivor nearest to them in proximity. Beware though, they do get faster depending on the distance from you, being up to 25% faster if you're 25 studs away. Whenever close enough, they will swing their axe and deal 18 damage, which will also slow a survivor down. The Stone Men despawn after roughly 30 seconds, and they can also be destroyed with any stun. Father's final ability is Unconfined. Unconfined starts as a waypoint, as when you first press the keybind down, a little mark will appear saying T for teleport here. Whenever you do teleport to it, you'll slip under the ground and appear and break the glass. If you break the glass around any survivors, it will give them slowness 1 and Father haste 2. Next, let's move on to the skins. I won't be going into full detail about all the skins this game has to offer, but will instead just be talking about some of my personal favorites, such as Car JX1DX1. This skin is hard, and there is no denial for that. JX1 has another bomb-ass skin, being Virtual JX1DX1. This skin, as of right now, is already amazing, but in this next update, oh, you're gonna see this skin prosper. You are going to see this skin prosper in the next update. The other killers got some love with their skins too, such as Flowers for Father. No, seriously, you need to listen to the full OST for this skin. This skin has a crazy good chase theme, bro. But don't worry. They didn't forget about the survivors, baby. No, they didn't. This can be seen in perfect example with Dragon Dude's 3 beautiful, luscious. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Lost my composure there, sorry. With his amazing Gerson skin. Next up is the maps for the game. This game has a healthy amount of maps, and they're all really good. I'll start off with the I Has a Faceless Happy Home map, which is a pretty cool interpretation of the actual Happy Home that I Has a Faceless makes. The next map, Teapots of Doom, is totally tubular, dude. This map is just a reference to one of Roblox's first actual games, Dodge the Teapots of Doom, which was created by Clockwork. Yeah, I think I know that guy. The next map is sadly not in the game right now, as it's currently being reworked, but is Facility Zero, which is from another awesome asymmetrical game that you guys might know, called Flee the Facility. The next map is currently in the game, called Classic, but is, at the moment, getting a rework. This next map is also currently not in the game, and I assume is getting reworked, being Contamination. The next map is Last Stop, which is a pretty cool map that has a crazy OST that you guys need to give a listen to. The next map is PC Install Edition, which is a pretty cool map that's a reference to CD Archive, but this map is also not in game right now. And the newest map, which is sadly unfinished, but we will probably be finished soon and looks pretty finished, is Rockin' for Awards Place, which is low-key a masterpiece, dude. Pwned by 14 O'Clock has lots of upcoming content as well. Like I mentioned, the Stalker rework, which is to come very soon, such as the game's code rewrite as well, which just plans to make everything nicer and allow updates to come smoother. There's tons of other upcoming content planned too, like a Juggernaut mode based off of Rocha's 313. There's also goated upcoming skins, such as Masterplan Stalker. Note for Ian, play the chase theme, play it. This game also has a big list of upcoming killers and survivors. Those will be shown on screen now. So, if anything that was just detailed above sounded cool or intriguing, then I totally think that you guys should give Pwned a shot. Pwned is a great game. It's really fun despite being relatively unfinished, but is worked on constantly and the devs love this game to death. It is mildly difficult and will take time getting used to, as it's nowhere close to games like Forsaken or Die of Death, because of the mechanic of being able to jump. But please, go give the game a shot, because it's probably one of the best ASIMs that is on Roblox.
Dang. 2 guest entries in a row? That's unprecedented for this channel. But then again, this whole video is kind of a first for me. So we're learning. Anyways, on to Roblox Evolution Tycoon. There isn't exactly anything super in-depth about this one. It's just a regular Tycoon, but with different levels instead of rebirthing like normal Tycoons. So I'll just talk about why this one's special instead of diving into gameplay like the other sections. This Tycoon is like an interactive museum of Roblox's history in Tycoon form, starting off really simple and getting more complex and grand with each level, just like, you know, Roblox's progression as a platform, which is represented by a year of Roblox's life. These Tycoons show off a lot of history with each year, some being little references or people in the community from the year, from game devs to influencers. The whole thing's just a really pleasant experience and can dig into some deep wounds you may have forgot about from Roblox's past, and, you know, if you want a little taste of the olden days. And the ending is pretty good, so I'm not spoiling anything though, so go play it now! No! You ever play Luigi's Mansion? Yeah, it's that, but slap on some copyright forced changes so Nintendo doesn't pull out their hitmen. Besides that though, this game feels really nice and pulls off the style of Luigi's Mansion pretty well, having multiple modes that feel really fun to run through. This game has a whole single-player campaign, along with a up to 6-player multiplayer tower mode, where you and your friends climb your way up to the top of the tower and fight a boss on the roof. In both of these modes, you'll be fighting ghosts, searching around for keys to unlock more of the floor you're on, and most importantly, getting that green. While getting money will help you with your score at the end of the mode, it's mostly used for skins for your vacuum and abilities outside of those matches. Also, about the single-player mode, I haven't played much of that because I've only played the tower mode because the tower mode's really fun. You charge up your flashlight to stun ghosts and then get to sucking. You do so by pulling in the You do so by pulling in the opposite direction of the ghost is trying to move. The more ghosts you suck up, the better. Some ghosts have special gimmicks to deal with them, but I'll let you discover those on your own playthrough. Since this game's concept is pretty simple, here's just some spliced up gameplay to really give you a gist of the rounds.
Pumpkins flying around because Halloween, I guess. Yeah. Alright, there was absolutely nothing in here besides a few, like, coins. Oh, actually, never mind. I took that back. There's a key. Didn't even realize. But now I cleared it. Worst combination. Faster than this fucker. This fucking slime guy. Oh, God. Oh, way too close. Okay. Here, you got that guy. I'm gonna deal with this fucker. Oh. Nice.
2 bruises and 2 of the real goop puddles.
Here, well, I'm just dealing with a
I keep
regular
forgetting how
after.
good of like Luigi's Mansion this is, or I guess in spirit. I hope there's no big scary ghost in this fucking chest.
Mm-hmm. A comically large ghost in this comically average-sized chest. Oh, Grace, the fucking fleet people from Luigi's Mansion 2. Oh shit.
I should get off of him. Ow. You do it?
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And we got that
was
done.
fun.
Yeah. Alright, easy.
My money, my money, my money.
Bang. Money, money, money.
This game is the living embodiment of a YouTube poop that has been molded into playable format. You play as Granddad, or like 50 other skins, on his grand journey to collect the golden idol to become the Golden Sigma. You gotta collect a bunch of loogie while running away from a bunch of those until you get them all and win the Wega's Challenge. The base gameplay loop of Wega's Challenge is to collect all the loogies to progress, either to win or to get to the next floor in Endless. Now there are 5 total game modes, which we'll cover now. There's the base Wega's Challenge mode, which has you collect 207 loogies while progressively dealing with Wega at the 206 loogie mark, Rory at the 150 mark, and Maltigi at the 100 loogie mark. Wega will slowly float towards the player, killing them instantly if touched, and becoming faster at 50 loogies remaining. Once you obtain all the loogies, the threats will disappear, and you will get the option of proceeding to the Golden Idol, or to the second lap. In the second lap, Shoe Bench spawns, and a timer will begin counting down from 2 minutes and 17 seconds. If the timer reaches 0, yeah, good luck outrunning that. If you manage to get all the loogies in this second lap, well... Oh, hey, dude, come on, you made him sad, oh my god! The second mode, Wegacy mode, is the same as the base mode just before the content rework update that added jumping, among other things. The amount of loogies are less, being a total of 173. Some of the spawns are also different, as Rory and Maltigi spawn at 125 and 75 respectively. The next mode, Bear 5 Alive, has you going through an infinite amount of rooms, avoiding pits, bombs, friend inside me, and of course the bear himself, Bear 5. Every now and then, you'll run into the shop, which will allow you to heal, revive your friends, gain extra HP, or just convert the bear bucks that you got through the round into loogies, which, you know, allows you to get skins and stuff, so I usually only get this one. Oh, what the hell is this? Maltese's Challenge? What? Maltese? What is this? Oh, we go fast. Collect the baby Maltese. I forget there's no jumping. Maltese Mountain? Oh god, no. What is happening? What the fuck? How many? Okay, that's enough! Oh yeah, and there's Endless too, and it recently got a rework, giving it the jumping mechanic that the rework added, making it really fun with ever-increasing threats and new Wega enemies to go up against. It's really good, man. These devs cook. Oh my god. And the final, most amazing mode, horse betting. Yeah, I love gambling. Yeah! Wait, there's more. When I was getting footage, I found out they added some more shit. Three new modes. I'm sorry. Mainly because of how long this video's taken to get out, but it's almost over. It's almost over, and I can't wait to finally work on other stuff. Anyway, here we are. Endurance, which seems to be an actual adaptive endless mode. That's an in-between of endless and normal mode, where enemies progressively spawn, and there's randomly spawned loogies and a much bigger map than normal mode, and the map falls apart the more you progress. I haven't gotten very far because I'm really bad. And then, the other two are kind of just jokes, which are Cart Ride into Wega and Wega Bus. The first is, as you'd imagine, but Wega Bus is odd. I instantly died and it just had this. Which is making me think that this is supposed to be a, like, you know, the desert bus thing? It's supposed to be that. I imagine it's supposed to be that. You're just supposed to see how long you can go. And if you win, you win, I guess. Anyway, that's the end of this section. Hooray! Video over. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and these games. Go play them yourself, and, you know, no promises, but maybe there'll be another one of these down the line, because I really enjoyed editing this. It did get kind of into a slag at the end, but that's just because I got burnt out and I, you know, just started a job, so, yeah. But I hope I showed you something you hadn't seen before, and hopefully something new you are now enjoying. But I'll see you in the next video. Bye!